Disney World Dad here. I am at the brand new Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort at Walt Disney World here in Orlando, Florida. This is a brand new DVC tower resort that is sandwiched between the existing Polynesian and the Grand Floridian resort. I want to show you all things there are to do, walk through the entire grounds, show you the amenities, the new place to eat. This place is brand new. So far it is spectacular and I cannot wait to jump in. Let's get into it. All right, Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort opened this past week here in 2024. It was announced in 2022 and it is in between the Grand Floridian, which you can see back towards the left here, and the existing Polynesian resort, which is just a stone's throw away, really. It is actually closer to the Great Ceremonial House from here than many of the longhouses on the other side of the Polynesian. There is a lot to do here in a relatively small footprint. So one of the first things you're gonna notice is that this tower is right next to the monorail. It does not have its own monorail station. Closest one is probably gonna be the stop at the existing Polynesian at the Great Ceremonial House. You can go to the Grand Flow or you can walk all the way to the TTC, which I will show you. But it has its own entrance right here. You have to scan your magic band to be able to get in, and is limited only to resort guests at this time. And it's got its own little parking lot. So if you are driving, you can park here. You do not need to park at the main parking over there at the original Polynesian. You could walk and drive right up here, and you can see there's terraces. I really like the look of this place. I'm going to show you all the terraces. I like the light browns, the dark browns. It really blends in with the skyline and sort of the existing Polynesian resort when you're at the Polynesian. I'm gonna walk over there and share how long it takes as part of this review. But this is gonna be your standard or your preferred views. Some of them are of the golf course across the street or of the parking lot. I'm telling you right now, I am in a standard view and I absolutely love the view of the monorail going by at all hours of the night. So if you get a standard room, don't fret because it could still be a pretty good view. Anyway, here's a good look at the parking lot. Good size, not too big. Again, it has its own entrance. All right, here is a look at the entryway. Now, this opened just before Christmas time, so we get to see a lot of the beautiful Christmas decorations up. And it says, welcome home, of course. Here is the Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian. Before we go in, I wanna show you there's some extra seating areas out here. Lots of flowers. There's some bell services, of course. There is the monorail. Like I said, you can see the monorail going by throughout the entire day, which is really awesome. I'm gonna walk around and show more of that side closer to the Grand Flow, but I just wanted to give you a look and feel of the seating areas and the entryway. All right, without further ado, let's go inside and check out this beautiful new resort. All right, here it is. Absolutely beautiful, nice and modern. Some places to sit over here to both your right. There's a TV over there. You'll notice these tower-like structures with all their artwork. And this beautiful light fixture. They've got a manta ray, a sea turtle, a whale, different types of designs all throughout. And there is Wailulu Bar Grill. I will show you that in a minute. That is the one place to eat here. So yeah, this is beautiful. I like the high ceilings. I like to contrast this place with the Riviera and Bay Lake, and I'll explain why, about how Bay Lake Tower is tower-based. You'll notice that in Bay Lake, they have a really tiny lobby that's really small in scope. So this may not be the biggest, as you can tell, but they definitely put some effort into making it still feel kind of grand and have the high ceilings. So there are some more seating areas over here. All right, before we go to Wailulu, I want to come over here and show you all of this. All right, so over here is this massive table. Some ornate designs in it. There are some restrooms right here off the lobby. That is always important to know on your trip if you really gotta go. There's some artwork, and there are some family restrooms over here, men's and women's over there, water stations, a great place to refill your bottle. I do have my trusty Nalgene with me, for those who have been following me for a long time. There's a screen here that shows park hours and different events going on. And the elevators are over here. I'm gonna come back to these in a minute when I go upstairs and show you the terraces. But just to get a first look at the beautiful designs, you got your directory right here. And there is this awesome canoe right here. So lots of light, and this map that I really like, lots of light blue and sort of ocean type hues Here's a sign, more rooms, ice vending, trash recycling, guest laundry. The lobby, we're in the lobby. There is a fitness center and a pool, I will show you. And then Te Whiti's Terrace is this open area just outside. So I will show you that right now. Okay, and just over here off my left is this beautiful sort of mural. And you got Tamatoa right here. This manta ray. A lot of characters inspired by the Moana films. So yeah, it's called Island Tower. A lot of island vibes, but Moana theming literally, there's Te Whiti's Terrace, I'll go out there right now, literally permeates the entire experience. Excuse me. And so, like the feel of this. It's all brand new. There is a walkway up there, which I will show you. And then here is the Christmas tree. And these really cool pillars sort of up here that are sort of the centerpiece in terms of decor. So yeah, there's enough seating in here. It's not super huge. Here's another look at that table. Could be a good place to get some work done. I don't see any outlets or anything, so maybe prepare for that. But sometimes working or writing, as you know I love to do, in a very busy space can help you be productive because you sort of thrive off the energy of everybody else. So you can consider that when you're doing so. All right, on the other side, so it's not the biggest of lobbies, but it definitely feels ornate and grand in scope in its own way. All right, there is some, for all you parents out there, stroller parking is available in here. Hi. And you can get some high chairs. And then here's the restaurant hours that I want to talk about. 11 to 10, bar hours 11 to 11, and breakfasts at the bar. So the breakfast is only at the bar at 7 a.m. and not in the restaurant. And as of right now, the restaurant, Wailulu Bar Grill, is walk-up only. So let's get a look at that sign. Now we've eaten here several times and I really do enjoy it. But as you can see, I'm touring just before 11 for this video. You can't eat right now. And if you wanted to, you'd have to go to the bar area that I will show you outside, or wait till 11, obviously. All right, so I love this space. Lots of the blues already, like outside. This awesome artwork. And then check this out. You got Moana in this, first of all, there's a quick seating area. Moana in this beautiful ornate painting. I had heard from someone that they sold some of this art that was inspired from here on opening day and that it was gone within minutes. I don't know if anyone knows that. We're here opening day, but we got here a little bit later because of traffic. Anyway, love the design. These sort of oceany, outdoorsy, muted colors permeate the entire decor. We got some more art over here, that sort of blend of sea and land. Everything sort of calls back to Moana, I guess. I love this whole line of fishes right here. My kids absolutely loved it too. My youngest is saying fish, fish, which is really cute. Right, so it's a really long, I love this too. This design right here, especially at night, they sort of dim the lights and everyone's just sort of vibing and having a good time. Got some seashell designs right in there. I just love the different blues and the teals. It's sort of relaxing and calm. Really makes you feel like you are at an island, you know, by the ocean. The ocean here, of course, is Seven Seas Lagoon. Speaking of Seven Seas Lagoon, check out this view. Even from inside, you have the beautiful view. And one thing I want to discuss throughout this video is, does this offer the best views at Walt Disney World of the Magic Kingdom? Because of the Seven Seas Lagoons, there are some great views, but all the resorts sort of have their limitations. Grand Flow because of its angle, Bay Lake and Contemporary because of how close they are, Poly because the island in the middle sort of blocks it. So the way it's positioned at an angle gives it an advantage. And with all these glass doors and sort of the modern approach, it could have the best view. And I'll show you some terraces to explain my thinking. More fish, and there's a manta ray up there. And the restrooms in the back, show you really quickly. If you are interested, giving you the full walkthrough. There's a sort of a family bathroom there, or a shared bathroom. And then the main bathroom's right back here, and another art piece. Sort of a tribute to those wayfinders. All right, so let's walk out of here into the outdoor area. Oh, appreciate it, thank you. Here is the bar area of the Bar and Grill. Now this is awesome, check this out. You've got this reflective water right here with Cinderella Castle in the distance and Bay Lake Tower, Polynesian. Basically all of the Monorail resorts And let me tell you, when they are lit up at night, it is a completely different experience. The lights are all dim right here. People are having drinks, enjoying their food. And you know, it's gonna sound cheesy, but there's the monorail in the distance with all their lights, especially the contemporary, in my opinion. They look sort of like jewels lit up around Seven Seas Lagoon, which was probably the intended effect. But man, it is really effective here. I am surprised by the design elements, how they incorporated so much seating into a very small footprint. And also, if you notice, this is a very long and narrow restaurant, but there is more availability than I would have imagined when I saw some of the concept art. It didn't seem super big, but it is much bigger than it feels. And with this sort of flex between the outdoor and the indoor, you know, it's really, there's a lot to do. Like I said, if you want to eat here between 7 a.m. and 11, there are pickup stuff you could do here at the bar. You would come over here and not inside at the restaurant. After that, lunch and dinner are available up until closing time from either section. And let me show you. Keep walking over here. Lots of places to sit, relax, kind of a lounge type feel, but outdoor. And then the bar area, I mean, look at these details. It is really, I know there are lots of qualms and comments online about sort of this muted approach and modern approach, sort of taking the Disney out of the Disney resorts. But it is a good mix of that subtle Disney approach, but still Disney. And here's a look at the breakfast offerings right here. Different types of pastries, specialty coffee, oh my goodness. Hawaiian comb, I might have to get that. All right. All right, and you can also enter from this side. Let me show you. So if you were coming from the Poly or a different resort and you wanted to come straight here and not have to go inside and sign up, you can sign up right here. See, breakfast, restaurant, and bar. Bar's open a little bit later. But yeah, here's a look at this beautiful space. All right, on the other side of the bar, while we're here, you'll notice these sort of outdoor areas. These are for cast members only. These are not the terraces. I will show you the terraces in a minute. But yeah, I think I might talk about this more when I sum my final thoughts, but my wife compared it, I think it was an astute observation of how it kind of looks like Aulani over there in Hawaii. I want to say it's a sort of blend of, in terms of the exterior, Aulani and the Riviera here in Orlando, and I will talk more about that in a minute. But here is the pool. I will show you this I guess I'll show you this right now. You have to use, they're being really strict right now with Magic Band access to all of the amenities. So this is called the Cove pool, and it is good sized. I'm sort of surprised at how big it is. I will say it has not been the most populated. I don't know if people are just using the lava pool over there at the Poly. But here is a look at the hot tub. And here's the expanse of the Island Tower Resort. It's amazing how much they fit in such a small footprint. Here is the pool, good size, and there is zero entry over here. And there's a decent amount of seating for the size, in my opinion. And one of the coolest things I will show you is this Moana themed area for children. Now, here's a closer look at Moana's Voyage. This is the interactive water feature here at the Island Tower. It is just a good enough size for kids to play. Anyway, here's more of the pool. Lots of seating areas, and what I want to point out right here is just how close it is to the Poly. Here's the Polynesian, and I'm going to go over there toward the end of this video to show you how long it takes to get over there, but I just want to show you, we are basically immediately next to the last longhouse at the existing Poly. So it is not very far at all. In fact, it is probably closer to the Great Ceremonial House than a lot of the other longhouses are that are near the TTC. All right, so let's head this way and check out the fitness center and some bathrooms. Just outside the Cove pool entry, you'll see this sign. To your left, the Great Ceremonial House at the original Poly. To your right, Disney's Wedding Pavilion, the Grand Flow, and Magic Kingdom. So technically you can walk from here all the way to the Magic Kingdom through the walkway of the Grand Flow, if you're interested in doing so. You got some drink vending machines right here. You can wash your mugs out as well, if you have your refillable mugs. And there are some bathrooms over here too. I am always about knowing where your bathrooms are. So there's another shared bathroom right here, and then other bathrooms and another refill station, okay? I don't know if I'm gonna sound like an old man or a dad or both, but I just like knowing where I can get my water. and like knowing where I or my kids can go to the bathroom at all times. And there are lots of options here. There was some in the lobby I already showed you, and there's some here by the pool, and that's not including, of course, what's in your room. So just good to know, for lack of a better word, for wayfinding. All right, let's check out this fitness center. All right, so I feel like I studied the opening of this place pretty well, and I still didn't see that there would be a fitness center. There's 24-hour access with your magic band. And look at this. Oh, and it's empty. Towels, some drink, cranberry and elderberry water. I mean, this is nice. Another water refill station, that is good to know. I'm probably gonna get some right now. Fitness center rules, look at this, guys. Full bench, look at all these machines. You know what, these look like the machines that are in Saratoga Springs and also at the Riviera. So what I'm trying to say is updated. I mean, whatever you need, it is here. And I wanna say, I think this is good size. I stayed at the Poly before and I've done a review. I don't think there's a fitness center there. I could be wrong, I can't think right now while I'm recording, but we got some more island-inspired artwork over here. But I think the size is meant to, I think, share with the Polynesian. This is just, I mean, this is nice. I think it's nice to try to squeeze in a workout when you're on vacation. We got some free weights over here with an awesome view, I might add. I mean, imagine working out and you're inspired by the outdoor setting, going to the pool pretty soon, getting your workout in. You know, the older I get, the more that is kind of relaxing to me. I used to sort of scoff at the idea of working on a vacation, but now when I have the time, it's like, hey, why not? All right, I'm gonna get some water, hold on. All right, so just on this other side here is the lobby and Te Fiti Terrace. And so what I wanna show you here is the ramp. There are some stairs over there, but I'm doing this on purpose because we always have our stroller. And so, you know, you have to be aware of where the ramps are, and it could affect how you get in and out of places, but also how fast it takes you to get there, because sometimes the ramp is kind of far away. That is not the case here. You got a really big ramp just off of Te Fiti Terrace. Great views once you're up here, kind of a small place for kids to run, obviously, which I think is great. But yeah, here is Te Fiti Terrace. Again, that's how close the Poly is. I do see some outlets too, so if you forget to charge, if you forget your portable battery, there are options. All right, let's go back into the lobby, and I wanna go up one level and show you something. All right, back inside the lobby. A look at the Christmas tree. Nice brand new seating areas. Oh, I like this right here. There are some outlets here. Right there. So from here, we are gonna go upstairs, check out some terraces, check out these upper levels. Let's do it. We're being very strict on elevator access, and these upper floors are limited to people who are actually staying here, and it requires your magic band. All right, check out, is that Maui's hook right there? That is pretty cool. We got some more art over here. And then there's this upper level, there's some rooms. Get a good look of the hallways and the decor. I will show you more of that as we make our way up to the terraces. But yeah, very oceanic, very relaxing. Some vending machines, because you just never know. Look at this view. This is actually my first time up here. Is that Maui when he turns into the bird? Oh, the details, they go all the way up the top. No details spared. You have this sweeping view of the lobby. So this open space makes it feel even bigger, which I appreciate. I like these effects of the walls that kind of look like waves. It's both relaxing and also kind of makes you feel like you're in motion. This early concept art, okay, I just did a whole Instagram post about this, shameless plug, and I think this is some of the original concept art for the resorts around Seven Seas Lagoon. Around this body of water during Walt's initial planning were supposed to look like this. They're supposed to be more of a modern, I believe, 70s take on what you would see at Waikiki Beach. And of course that didn't come to fruition, but there is an island tower now. So in a way, at least how Disney is selling it, is that the island tower is sort of those ideas coming to fruition finally. Oh, this is beautiful. The entire lobby right here. I think they did a lot with the space, and that's sort of all we can ask, you know what I mean? I think it looks beautiful. I think and it also, in my opinion, it doesn't look too modern or now that it's going to be dated really quickly. But this walkway is essentially just another way to get to other rooms that are on this floor. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like. And let's see what we can see over here. All right, so yeah, there's more views. So what we're gonna do next is show you all of the 4 terraces and their respective views around the resort. Now, I already have a favorite and I will show you that, but I wanna check out the other ones too to see what you can see. All right, so on the 3rd level, you will find the Bamboo Forest Terrace and it's to the left. Let's check that out. All right, so here it is. All right, so here's a look at what they look like. So these terraces are really awesome to just come and relax. There's at least one that I will show you that I've never seen a single person in. And they offer amazing views of Seven Seas Lagoon. Got some really comfortable furniture here. Okay, you could definitely still see Cinderella Castle over there in the distance. Let's see if I could zoom. Oh yeah, right there. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I am a huge fan of the Electrical Water Pageant. This is perhaps the best view without having to get close to the water because it comes up right here on the water, and I will show you that in another video. Here is a look, pull back a little bit. Here's a look at the rest of the resort. We've already toured all of that together. Good views of the Poly at night, boats, ferries going by, and of course, like I said, the fireworks. Even the Christmas party fireworks come in and are piped through on speakers here in the evening. So know the time of the fireworks, know what event's going on, stay for the water pageant. It's just, I mean, these are perhaps some of the best views at Disney resorts. All right, so here's another look at the terrace. This one has a lot of seating. So let's go check out the next one. I believe it's on the 4th floor. Let's do that right now. Here's a look at the standard view. This is not a terrace, this is just outside the elevator. You got views of the monorail, and they're doing a lot of construction on those golf courses across the street. So not the best view at the moment, but it'll get better. So here's the next one. This is the Lava Rock Terrace, and it is to the right. This is the one that I was boasting that I don't see anyone ever in, and there are people here now, Lava Rock Terrace. So watch me check this out. All right, so this one's probably the biggest one that I've seen. Some of this decor sort of calls back to the original Poly. But yeah, good size. Those similar green structures as downstairs. This is definitely the most spacious one, but it does not have views of Seven Seas Lagoon. It has views of the parking lot. I will say though, at night, watching the monorail go by, it's pretty relaxing to me. So again, this one is really good sized, ample seating. I think this is the largest of the bunch. I really like it. What are your thoughts? All right, so we are on the 6th floor now, and it is the Lagoon Reef Terrace. Oh, this one's a little hidden. Oh, how cool is this? This is definitely one of the smaller ones, if not the smallest. Oh, but it's got brighter colors, darker blues. Look at that. It's gonna be a view, a standard view, again. Views again of what's gonna be an updated golf course and the parking lot, but I really like it. Oh, and there's some darker blues. The designs go all the way around, so I really like that. All right, we got one more terrace to check out, and it is definitely my favorite and perhaps has the best views of all. Let's do it. All right, this is the Wave Break Terrace. Want to note, so many people already talking about their Aulani trips while talking about this. So it's definitely on people's minds while they're here right now. All right, here is the Wave Break Terrace. This is perhaps the best. One day I'll learn that. You push, not pull. Check this one out. So much to see, so much to do. Lots of little nooks and crannies to explore, places to sit. Also aren't bad places for your kids to relax. If they're empty, they won't be disturbing anyone else. But yeah, let's check it out. This is my favorite of all 4. This is where I watched some of the shows already. Look at those views of the Poly. Down there's the Cove pool that is associated with this resort. There's the Poly. And let's check it, look at that. Got the Monorail in the distance, the Contemporary, Grand Flow, and of course, there she is. Look at that. So this is zoomed in a bit, but I just want to show you that horizon. There's so much to see. If you are a big Disney nerd like me, you could sort of just breathe in this experience and not have to sort of go and get into all of the things. Have a ticket to go to the theme park, have a reservation somewhere. You could just be here and sort of soak in that magic. I know how cheesy that's gonna sound, but that's how I feel, okay? This place really is, you know, there's a lot of thoughtful approaches into it, and even just the way the building is angled on Seven Seas Lagoon, it's not what I think a lot of people expected, and essentially it faces this very purposefully, so at night when the Magic Kingdom is illuminated, you can see all the lights. You can see Tron, you can see Space Mountain, you can see the Monorail going by. They're lit up right now for the holidays. And of course, to me, my favorite is the Contemporary and Bay Lake and how they sort of glisten at night. And another thing right here is this is the perfect view of the Electrical Water Pageant. I was on the 3rd floor earlier, which is a little bit more in this direction to the left. This is higher up with more of the water in front of you from a higher vantage. Got boats going by, check that out. But yeah, the pageant comes right here, and it's cool because you could see it happening at the Grand Flow before, so you know when it's about to come. And you could watch the little green lights of the boats approach, and then the show happens. And yeah, you don't have to, at Fort Wilderness, you have to go to Clementine Beach. At Bay Lake, you have to, and Wilderness Lodge, you sort of have to go to designated spaces, but here you could just watch it from up here or down below. Now, there really were only crowds the first night for those who are curious. Other than that, I haven't seen as many people trying to get the views, just a heads up. So I've already met with some people who've been staying here as well, and they were talking about whether this is the best view at Walt Disney World, and particularly for Seven Seas Lagoon and Cinderella Castle and whatnot. And so they were saying that from the Grand Floridian, I've never stayed at the Grand Flow, but from the views there are kind of obscured if you are on a higher floor, or if you're on a higher floor closer to the theme park, you can't see as much of the castle and the projections itself. And also they were talking about Villain's Lair at the top of Bay Lake Tower, also which I've not been to. I've only watched it from the walkway between the Contemporary and Bay Lake, that you can't see as much of the castle itself, that obviously much of what you see from there is going to be Tron or Space Mountain, which I think look great, and I like those views. But they were saying that even from Villain's Lair, you can't see as much of the castle as you can from here. And so I will say, of the views that I have gotten, you see so much of the actual fireworks, and you can even see the projections coming off of the castle from this view, but then you also sort of get more of like a panoramic feel of other parts of the park that are lit up at night, which looks especially great, you know, during the holidays. And so, I don't know, I'm opening up. What are your thoughts? Do you think this, what you've seen here, or if you've been here, is this sort of the best view of Magic Kingdom, you know, of the resorts here on Seven Seas Lagoon? Let me know your thoughts. The magic of filmmaking. I am now back from viewing the terraces. I'm in the main lobby. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you for now is how to get to the Poly and how quick it takes. So, from the lobby area, you just walk out past, I guess, Tafiti Terrace and make your way to the right. Let's do it. So, Wailulu Bar and Grill is now officially open for lunch, so it's much more lively now. Suddenly, I am hungry. People are out and about hanging out, and we're gonna go by the Cove pool really quickly. Go right here, and we will be there before you know it. I do want to acknowledge, I do not have a room tour as part of this video and this guide, because that is going to be in a separate video. That's something I have to do as soon as we get to the resort. So if you want to check out how a brand new 1-bedroom, it's a 2-bathroom. It's not 1 bedroom, 1 bath. There's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath here. I'll link that video down in the description down below. All right, so this is a better look at the crowd check. I think we're getting a lot of overflow from the Poly, of course, coming over here to check out the new Island Tower. Can't blame them, but there is this big sort of grassy space for the kids to play. We got the chess and checker sets that you're gonna expect from most places around Disney, some cornhole sets, and look, we're basically already at the Poly, so they're kind of enmeshed, hence the Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort branding. What I wanna show you right here is this Cove pool sign. There is a great view, and there is another entry to the pool right here. Of course, you gotta use that magic band, just a heads up. All right, let's head to the Great Ceremonial House. Okay, so the Cove pool is just behind me. I was taking some photos. I've been taking photos and videos around this whole place. I've met so many nice people on this trip. I don't know what it is. Maybe everyone's feeling just a little extra magical. Maybe I am, but I don't know. A lot of nice people wanting to know more about my channel and stuff, which I think is really interesting because I think it's definitely still in its growth era. Anyway, you could still see Island Tower behind me, and we're already on the grounds of the existing Poly, as you can see behind me. So some really good views right there, and we're gonna keep walking. It has not taken very long at all. And let me turn this around and show you the Poly. All right, there's Seven Seas Lagoon. Just over here, you will see the entrance to the Great Ceremonial House. What I've noticed as a nerd is that there's Island Tower signage everywhere. Now, I don't understand why that's facing this way, and the Island Tower is definitely that way. That's all I'm saying. Oh, we got some icons. Food, drink, lift, swim. Do it all. All right, so I'm a dad, so what am I gonna show you instead of going up there really quickly? You got your stroller. If you need a ramp, it's been a long day, you could do so just right here. Now, this is not a Polynesian review. I have stated before, I've not done a YouTube video on the Poly, and I don't know if I have the strength today, but I just want to show you how accessible it is. Lobby, front desk, Trader Sam's, all of it just right here. So this is very minimal editing. I have recorded the entire way to show you just how fast. Well, first of all, Trader Sam's is right there. So if you're staying at Island Tower, Trader Sam's is especially close to you. And if you get to Captain Cook's for quick service, it's also just right here. So good to know. All right, so I don't know if a microphone was on that entire time, so we're gonna figure that out in post. But here is Breathtaking, one of the two gift shops, I guess, for these shared resorts. And here's the Great Ceremonial House. All right, really quick. I thought it was gonna be more of a trek. It's not. So, a lot of amenities in a really compact setting. And I think one thing, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I want to talk about it again. I think one of the pros of staying somewhere like Bay Lake, a place where there's not a ton of super popular things to do, is that you don't get a lot of that overflow traffic. For example, you're gonna get a lot of people coming to the Poly to go to Ohana, to go to Trader Sam's, to use the amenities, perhaps get on and off on the Monorail. That's great, you know, when you're resort hopping and exploring outside the theme parks, but it does create a little bit more traffic when you are a resort guest. You know what I mean? It can just feel a little busier when you're mobile ordering and trying to get things done. So at Island Tower, we're definitely seeing a pickup of people being there, I think because it's so new. But I think my hope would be that when you do stay there, it can feel a little quieter despite its proximity to two such major resorts, because everyone is doing all the amenities to do at those two resorts. All right, that's it for my full guide, walkthrough, and review of Disney's Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. That is quite the mouthful. So far, I am loving this place. Like I said, I like the updated touches and the subtle approach to Disney theming. I like how it blends in sort of perfectly with the Polynesian. When it was announced, I was excited, but I was concerned at how they would make it happen in such a small footprint, and especially for a resort like the Poly, which is so distinct and has its own identity and is so associated with the opening of the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World generally. So I was concerned at how they would pull it off. I didn't know how it would mesh with the Grand Floridian being just next door, but I would tell you they did a fantastic job. I like the rooms. Like I said, that is going to be in a separate video. If you are a fan of the Poly, you're gonna love this place. And perhaps most importantly, I think what Disney realized is that fans of the Poly are willing to stay here, but a lot of us have a lot of kids and we're having issues with the standard rooms and the limitations of the deluxe studios or the bungalows, which are out of most people's price range. So for a lot of us, I haven't stayed at the Poly in several years because I have several more kids now, and all of us squeezing into a standard room, it's just not something we're interested in doing right now. So it makes sense that they would add larger bedrooms for a larger family. Of course, Bay Lake Tower sort of did the same thing for the Contemporary years ago. There's been some upgrades to the Grand Floridian recently to add more DVC rooms. So I think the writing was sort of on the wall, so to speak. We're seeing updates to the cabins. We're seeing the brand new Lakeshore Lodge. It's probably the big new resort coming in several years. But I think this is a step in the right direction. Of course, it's been just a few days, but I like the decor. I like that Moana is infused throughout, but it's not too much, it's not over the top. Moana has definitely surged in popularity, and I think that it's interesting to sort of focus so much on one film. I like, for example, how the Riviera has influences from several Disney films. You got Ratatouille, you also have Beauty and the Beast, there's some French theming, and of course, Top Lino's Terrace features Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, and you get some of the classic characters mixed in there too. You get classical characters sort of infused around the other monorail resorts. Here, it's sort of all in on Moana. So if you're a super Moana fan, that's gonna be even better. If you're not, then that's fine, because she shows up around the pool. There's some of the designs from the film in the public art, but it's not so over the top that it feels like it's a Moana only resort. Like I said, I think this place, it's really nice. If you are a fan of the monorail resorts, you're gonna love it here. If you're a fan of the Poly, you're especially gonna love it here. But I think this makes the case for two groups of people. One, families, like I said, if you need more space and you want to stay at the monorail and you like the Poly, this is the place to do it. Two, if you just like soaking in the Disney magic. And I know we all do to an extent, but some of us just like being here. Like right now, I'm standing next to Seven Seas Lagoon. I could see several different resorts. I could see the Magic Kingdom at night. There's gonna be the Electrical Water Pageant and the fireworks that we could watch from the terrace or from down here. And so I think that you can sort of experience all of those things without having to go get into the crowds. You can go to the crowds when you want to go to the theme park. You can stay back and enjoy it from afar and enjoy some really great dining at Wailulu, or head over to, you got Tambu Lounge, you got Ohana, you've got Kona Grill, there's so much, and Captain Cook's. Got a lot of options that are in really short walking distance. So in sum, I really like it here so far. This is a great addition to the lineup of Disney resorts, and yeah, I'm interested to see where Disney's gonna go in the future with their designs, but as of right now, I think this is the perfect balance for a modern Disney approach next to some classical Disney resorts. If you've watched this whole thing, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed nerding out and walking through the resorts and checking out this brand new space with me. Like I said, I'm gonna have other videos all about the dining and the room tours and other amenities around here with more of my thoughts. Thanks for watching again, and please consider subscribing.